Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to another video without tea. Oh god, it's getting scary here. This is actually the Jolabokaflod PDX tag. Jolabokaflod, or Flord, I'm not sure if it's gonna have that slight D, is a tradition from Iceland where people just, they send you a tsunami of books. And they flood you with books. That's the literal meaning of it. It's a tradition where people just gift each other books, and in Iceland, it's one of the populations with the highest percentage of people who publish books. And they're a very book-friendly society, and eventually I want to go there just to say, hey, I'm also a fellow book lover. That's the second time I slap myself with this. I'm gonna leave it in because it's funny. So, I will be participating in Jolabokaflod PDX in a chat on Sunday with Margaret Pinard. Margaret Pinard is a fellow author-tuber, booktuber, author, very lovely lass. She is from the PDX, Oregon area. And she's like, maybe you would enjoy this. And I was like, maybe I would. So we're going to be chatting it up. We're still discussing final minutiae and details, but we will be talking books. And I think it's going to be really interesting because she and I both started in 2013. It took us 7 years to connect on BookTube. And our writer journeys are so unique and random, and we're bouncing around and doing different things. She's very methodical, well thought out, well planned out, very organized. I am, in terms of my writer journey, although I am a planter or a plotter, my writer journey has been more on the pantsing side and just going with it and winging it. Anyways, 2 minutes of an intro to tell you I'm gonna be on this event, Jolabokaflod PDX, with this author, Margaret, cool cat. We'll put a link down below to the Jolabokaflod. It's like blah. Yeah, and there's a question about that. The Jolabokaflod. I'm gonna leave this struggle so you see how fun it is. Jolabokaflod. I think I said it pretty good there. PDX website. There's going to be a bunch of indie authors from the PDX region and a couple of other places, so by all means check it out. So it's going to be 8 questions to answer. Question number 1. The name. What is an unpronounceable, like Jolabokaflod, unpronounceable or difficult to pronounce word you love? I can tell you 2. Worcestershire sauce, which could be pronounced as Worcestershire, Worcester, the proper way is to say Worcestershire sauce. If you say Worcester sauce, I think that would be accepted because the sauce was originated in a town called Worcester. So it's a good sauce, and I've always found it hilarious how people struggle with that word. Another word that I actually really enjoy so much that I included a character named after it is Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude, or Schadenfreude, or is pleasure derived by someone from another person's misfortune. I think it's a fascinating word with a fascinating meaning, and the character that appears in Shadow of a Human, this book, pretty wicked. I enjoyed that a lot. It's one of the times that I went like, yeah, I did something good as an author, and I can say it openly. And even if I sound douchey, I do not care. I really enjoyed that chapter and that character. Question number 2. The tradition. what is a new to you tradition or retelling of one that you love? Thinking random stuff. I think one of the most curious traditions are king cakes. King cakes are a cake that have a baby inside, and although you can look for the meaning in it, it's kind of creepy. That cannibalistic aspect of it, and also putting something made of plastic inside pastry. It's just so many bad ideas in one tradition. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, and that's the one I chose. Question number 3, the adaptation. What is an adaptation of something you love that was made even better or equal? And I have to mention, I'm going full book. Coraline by Neil Gaiman. The book. The movie. The graphic novel. And even the damn soundtrack are all fantastic. And I think it shows that it's a passion project and something that Neil is very fond of that story, and he was able to collaborate with people that had that same affection and love for it. The movie is phenomenal. I'm not going to say that one is superior than the other. I think that what makes this adaptation and most of the adaptations of his work is that they try to make the most out of each medium. Rather than forcing things to work in the medium, they work with the medium. So many book to movie adaptations suck ass because they force things and they have to cut here and cut there. And when you watch, read, or listen to Coraline, it just works all around, and I love that. Question number 4, like Wolverine. The mood. What is the coziest book you've read or expect to read this winter? I'm not much of a cozy book reading in the winter type of person. I think I just read some books that are comforting for other reasons. And you know what? I do have one that I might pick up and read soon. I have a couple that I'm finishing, but for this Christmas season, I think I'm gonna go with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the first book that I ever read that really meant something to me as a book. I read it in 3rd grade, and it just clicked and it connected. It's super cool. It took me a full 18 years to be able to try Turkish Delight for the first time, and it was fascinating. And the book is fascinating. And when I write middle grade, there are elements of C.S. Lewis in it because I'm really fond of his work, especially. Well, I've only read Narnia. But from Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Silver Chair, and especially the Voyage of the Dawn Treader are just books that I adore. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get my Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe on. Question number 5, the discovery. Who is a new author you've discovered this year that you loved? And I've met so many wonderful new authors that I have to do a small parenthesis. I had 4 events this year, 4 that I had to cancel. That's Jordan Con, Atlanta Comic Con, Puerto Rico Comic Con, and Dragon Con. All gone. And those were, I was going to, in some way or shape or form, I was going to participate, even if it's just a panel. Had to cancel. And it's like, oh, what a bust. But I've been able to connect with a lovely indie bookstore from Puerto Rico called Portadas. And I've met a group of authors who have their books in that bookstore. And Tazas y Portadas is, I think, the first bookstore in Puerto Rico that goes the extra mile to support indie authors. I have had my books in other bookstores. I've had mixed results. Because I'm not a household name, because my books aren't flying off the shelves and stuff like that. I'm a niche guy. I'm someone that people meet and they go like, oh, he's a cool guy. I might pick up a book. I might not. And they've offered a hell of a lot more support than other places. could go into this. I might go into this, but I'm not going to badmouth other places. I do hope that things change, and I am able to have enough success where they're going like, oh, can we have your book in store? Or they just order the book and save me the trouble. That would be fantastic. But I've connected with a small group of, well, not that small, with a group of authors on the island who are just so cool and so sweet, and just new people in my life that I've met in 2020. In this dumpster fire of a year, I've met some amazing people, super kind, super supportive, just all around great people, whose books I finished, because I'm reading other books, but I haven't finished them yet. So I will talk about them in another video. By the way, pardon the sniffles, but it's a bit chilly. So Sara Ruiz from Puerto Rico, picture, author of Sildarus. Sildarus was a hell of a book. Just an intense fantasy story that I think is phenomenal. Carlos Daniel, another fellow author from Puerto Rico, super cool guy, just a sweet guy. I had another book that I was going to read first, and I read one called Walter. Walter is the story of a kid who has so many issues, health-wise and whatnot, but is so wise beyond his years, and it's just such a sweet story. Then I read Michelle, Dalia is the name of the book. Michelle Lopez is the name of the author, but she goes by Que lo lamento. And that's from a phrase from Puerto Rico. She's also super sweet, super cool. From that group, I've met a bunch of other authors, but I haven't either gotten their books or finished them. I'm in the process of reading a couple of others, but since I haven't finished them, it's not a fair assessment. These other people I've read, and they're super cool, but they're not the only people. Again, I've been very blessed with that group of people that I've met. It's been very cool. In English, there are two authors that I would like to mention. First off is Isla Alt, and the other one is Rebekah Jonesy. What is unique about these two authors from the US? First off, I've known each of them for years, and I hadn't read their books. Isla recently released her poetry collection. Rebekah had her books out, and I just hadn't gotten to it because life or whatever bullshit excuse that I can give. That said, Isla's book, The Mountains Were Calling, is a beautiful poetry book, and I was surprised, not because I don't think Isla has it in her, but because she exceeded expectations on several levels. It's a very, very, very beautiful poetry book, and I highly recommend it. If you need something that gives you like a boost, it's impressive. And she's very lovely. She's very lovely. We chat here and there. We're not super in touch like with some of the other authors that I've mentioned, but she definitely deserves some a mention and some praise. She's super cool, by the way. Rebekah Jonesy and her Maps Dolls series is fascinating. Rebekah curses like a sailor and bakes like, I don't know, Father Christmas or something like that. She is kooky, she is quirky, she's got a heart of gold, hardworking as it gets, and someone that I'm very happy to call friend. I read the first two books in her Maps Doll series, which is urban fantasy. Lots of surprises, and I think, you know, I'm gonna be picking up the third one, and I think she's up to like the fifth one published. I'm not sure where she's at, because when she gets on a roll, she doesn't stop. So you have to see what's been published and just pick it up. That's question 5, discovery. All of these authors I highly recommend. I will do my best to include reviews of the books that I've read down in the links. Question number 6, the setting. The setting, what is the deepest, darkest setting you've read about? Hell, as portrayed by Dante, is hard to top, but Innsmouth by H.P. Lovecraft is just messed up. It's a place I would never want to visit. It's fascinating. I would love to see a picture of it or a painting, but I would never want to. And I don't even know if I want to see a painting, because Lord knows if it's a painting of that place, you can get possessed or some shit. It's fascinating. Not a fan of H.P. Lovecraft and his ideology. huge fan of H.P. Lovecraft and his work, and I actually published a Spanish horror short story in a recent collection called Proyecto Cthulhu. Super cool people, other people that I've connected with. Hey, there's cool things that have happened this year, but I'll do that recap later. Question number 7, the hot cocoa. What is a book that comforted you during a long night, literal or metaphorical? Long night, metaphorical, would be Mom's first operation. When she was dealing with cancer and whatnot, and I was super tense, and I took with me the first Discworld book by Terry Pratchett and the first Pixie Piper book by by Maricel, Pixie Mama. Maricel Jimenez, a wonderful, wonderful friend whom I'm very fond of, and is just someone that I'm, she's a sister from life, or a writer sister. Those 2 books helped me be in a good mood throughout that day, and so I'm in debt to both Terry and Maricel. And then I once got a 6-hour delay at an airport in Newark, and I was reading Sick Puppy by Carl Hiaasen, and I was laughing. People were throwing fits, throwing their just, and I was literally laughing from that book, and I can't recommend Sick Puppy enough. And the final question, question 8, the gift. What is an indie book you'll be giving this winter season? Actually, there are 14 books that I will be giving, and it all depends on you. All proceeds of sales from my books are going to EB Research, the EB Research Partnership. I've already made a donation, but I didn't want to hold that ransom. I wanted to do a donation, and anything else that I make from sales from my books go to EB Research, because it's a time that if you can help others, why not? So anyone who donates to EB Research, just tag me on a social media post about your donation. We'll get in touch and tell me which of my ebooks you want, and I'll gladly send it for your Kindle. And I'm doing that beyond getting all my proceeds and donating to EB Research. I'm also offering people the chance to donate directly to the foundation, and I'll gladly gift them a book, so they don't see that I'm using EB Research as a way to boost my sales and stuff like that. That is not the intention. The intention is to help to bring some type of awareness. I will do a video on that, talking about the condition and how I came about to learning about it. But yeah, it is my way of saying cheers, Marky. Mark Chagas, lovely kid. He has a condition. He's 20. He's had it all his life. The condition basically means that your skin can blister at the touch of anything. It's a very crippling and intense condition. And to see the heart of this kid, of still staying positive, of still being kind, of wanting people to help each other with the condition that he has, it puts a lot of stuff into perspective. I'll include the link down below to the Instagram page that I was able to join in and follow his journey and his family's journey. Has a very lovely family, very, very giving, every one of them, lovely people. And I wish them all the best, and I think it's a time to wish each other best, help each other out if we can, because why not? 14 books that I'm gifting. Look at all these books. Let's put it this way: if you make a $5 donation, I'll give you a book. But if you make a hefty donation, let's talk. And if it's hefty enough, I'll gift you all my books. I don't care. The idea is, again, to inspire others to help support this good cause. So yeah, those are the 8 questions. I'm going to include the questions down below if you want to chat it up. If any of these comments piqued your interest or you would like to discuss further, by all means use that sexy comment section down below, because that's what it's there for, so that we can comment and chat. So until next time, thanks for watching. All the best. Happy holidays. Until next time, peace, love, and Mikey Rolls.